I'm gonna bring this up to 140 degrees, just shy of 140, because I think preferably I want it to be at 130 at the point of quench. Over to the forge. I had the knife sit in here overnight. I bricked this up. I have this up here. I closed it off all the way, and that way the temperature in the oven decreased ever so slightly over time, and this was the result. It's got a really cool oxidization on it. However, this is the result of the normalizing process to the knife. So it's got a good look to it. If I keep this look on it, I kind of actually like it, and just shine this up when I get to it. But I don't know, we'll see. Still got to quench it. So actually I'm going to quench it like this, and you can see that the rust, the little bit of rust that was on the surface burnt off. Not in the back on the handle though. I'm nervous. I hope this goes well. I'll get this up to temperature again, and then we'll step out and do a quenching process to it. Forge is warming up. I'll let it sit for a little bit, get the internal temperatures nice and warm. High, which means it's over 1025. And here's my magnet. Do a check on it. No magnet, no magnet. Magnet back here. No magnet here. Good. Okay. So that's 1425 at the magnet point. Now I'm going to take the knife and I'm going to even the heat out on it so that it's unilaterally the same color as best as I can. And that's it right there. Ready? Let's go. The vise is in use. I've got the clamp in it, where I've got the clamp set with the knife in it, and as I put it in, I was in a little bit of a rush, little hurry, right? I wanted to get it in there as soon as possible, but I did not notice anything crazy about it. Let's get a shot from the underside. Okay, clamp in use. Knife's there. It's been quenched to a good cooling temperature, I think, I hope. And you can see the blade of it is sticking out here. However, the backbone of it is, ow, it's hot. I just touched it. That right there is hot. All right, I'm gonna let that sit for a while. That's gonna cool down all the way. And then I'm going to heat treat it today. So I'm gonna get that set up for its temper. I wanna add this into the notes. Right after quenching, I noticed that there's a lot of flakes in the bottom from the oxidized metal that's come off, just simply from the quenching process. Pretty interesting. There's something that I wanted to show. I just did this and I realized something. I'm glad this wasn't a big goof, but this metal is zinc coated steel. Zinc coated mild steel. So if you weld, you know how dangerous that can be when you burn zinc. It'll poison the shit out of you. However, this is the blade. It's looking really, really good. When I stick it in here, I can push it up against each plate from one side to the next, and I don't see any bowing. I don't see any bowing at all, which is the actual intent behind all of this. Didn't make a difference. All right, so this is the blade. It's cold to touch. I went ahead and you can see it's hot back here still. There's actually some grain pattern in here. That's pretty interesting. I think that was because of what was left on from the scales, the scaling that had happened when quenching. See, it's still falling off of my hand. But I want to do a test real quick with this. The scaling comes off, that's for sure. But I think that the knife comes off too. I can test an edge. I don't really want to. I'm nervous about this. I don't think that was a successful quench. Yeah, I'm definitely removing metal. I don't know if I should roll forward with it and just call it good, or do another quench. I've never done this before. So I feel that there's an edge rolled over on this side, not on this side. So if I come over, there is no longer an edge rolled over on this side, and there is on this side, which means I've just transferred the grind angle, which tells me it's not all that hard. I think I should quench this one time. It looks cool. But I will I'll bring it back up to a temperature. Maybe I'll try to get it hotter in this case. Okay. I want to change my setup a little bit. I'm going to do a second quench. The first quench seemed to be unsuccessful, and the first time I quenched it, I pulled it out of the oven and then walked outside and then quenched it out here, and I noticed when I walked from the stove to the door, the metal had already cooled off beyond that bright glowing color. And so I think it cooled off too much prior to sticking it in the oil. So we're going to quench one more time. I've got it in the stove, and it would make sense because I grinded the tip, right? And that would have cooled off much faster. And then I've moved my oils inside. I was hesitant to do that at first just simply because I didn't want flames in here. However, the flames were minimal. So that is now sitting at 130 degrees Fahrenheit. The first attempt was 120, and I'm gonna grab the metal out of here and we'll go straight to here. And I'm more comfortable with the flames now that I've done this once. You can see it in there. Not only do I have a lot of dragon's breath coming out, I turned the stove gas supply way up beyond what I normally do. It seems piping hot. Alright, I'm going to take the temperature and I'm going to get it unilaterally the same across the blades. Not the temperature, but the color. Alright, I'm ready. I noticed that the tip again cooled off quite a bit. Never guess what it smells like. Alright, put it in the vise. didn't seem to be any warping. Question is, was it hot enough? Okay, I want to show this. The sound is very different. I feel it cuts a little bit. I think when I put it on the sander, the very edge, yeah, already right there, right? The very edge cooled off because this was on a point. So it cooled off quickly while the rest of it didn't. Back here, 100%. That's hardened. That is not. So I can sand the edge down. Lesson learned, next knife, don't put an edge on it. That's why you're not putting an edge on it. Oh. That 100% is hardened. Nice. Success. Oven, 170 up, 200 degrees Celsius. How do I start it? One minute, 10 minutes, 10 seconds, and 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. I took the pan and tray out of the microwave, and I had some scrap metal that I used as a little welding lesson for someone once, and it is the perfect little stand in here. So I stuck the knife in here. I treated it once already at 200 degrees Celsius for 1 hour. It sat for roughly an hour, and we're gonna do the same thing. 200 degrees Celsius for, whoops, okay, we'll do hour and 10 minutes. Book. Okay, and I wait. It's now been heat treated for 2 1-hour cycles. Well, an hour and then 70 minutes for the next one. So the sound of it, I notice already, is very different. So next piece is to sand this down and get it looking good, beautiful, and I will get the handle put onto it as well. This is nice, still a little warm to the touch.